What are you hearing? I know you're not running for election,
Thank goodness not this year.
but what are you hearing from folks as their primary concerns about issues in the city of Springfield?
Well, affordable housing is huge. And of course, crime and the reputation that Springfield gets for crime, that sometimes is deserved and isn't, is a huge issue. And there's a lot of excitement now, though I'm happy to say, Mike, with the appointment of Larry Akers as the Superintendent of Police, who I think is wonderful. I ran into him last night at the East Springfield Neighborhood Night Out, and the new school superintendent, who I haven't met yet. I think people are excited. People are excited, particularly with, I know you were at Superintendent Akers swearing in, but I mean, to have Larry represent so much of the population of Springfield in that capacity is a home run.
In terms of economic development, are there things that I'm not seeing? Because I'm not seeing a lot of economic development around the city right now. Are there projects going on that people should know about?
I think, unfortunately, there's been kind of a slowdown with economic development, which, of course, always affects the tax base. So we haven't had, because I hear from a lot of people in the unions, they really would hope that there would be more projects for them.
We did a Government Matters about the new owners of the former McDuffie School, and I was impressed that this is clearly going to be an important renovation and preservation of this property that is going to result in basically a private economic development situation. So I've been trying to find out if there's stuff that the city is doing that I may not be aware of. That's why I bring it up.
Well, of course, anytime, as you know, because you're a veteran newscaster, writer, publisher, any kind of projects that would come before the City Council from the Planning Board and for permits and zoning and things like that. And we haven't had a major one in quite a while. I think the biggest things that have been happening are the schools and the new schools that have been built. And I'm sure you were at the DeBerry Swan School, So right now it's the schools that are bringing the most. And that's economic development, but it's not a tax base.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Springfield has benefited from a huge amount of state money for upgrading present schools, but also building brand new schools.
Well, we've got to give a shout out to Pat Sullivan, the former director of the Parks Department, who had an outstanding relationship with the school building committee that funds all these projects. I would say that he probably got 95% of the projects that he sent down to Boston came back positively because of his hard work. School building committee.
So
relationships are very, very important.
Oh yes. So coming into the fall, I know that you guys meet through the summer, but are there any particular issues that you would like to bring to the council as a quote new session, new year comes upon us?
Well, one of the things I think the council needs to do is to follow their own rules. And I think it might be time to review some of those rules about, I'm a stickler for parliamentary procedure and having the meeting start on, I think probably because we're from a military family. If the event was at 9 o'clock, you didn't get there at 9:05. You got there and you didn't get there before. So some of those little things, I think there needs to be some housekeeping on the Springfield City Council. But far and wide, this council as a whole, I think works well as a group.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you.